2nd, Thursday, 2017. Time is 8:54, and face-off should be coming shortly to start the first period of the AAA Division varsity hockey game between the Upper St. Clair Panthers and the Canon-Mac Big Macs. Upper St. Clair is wearing white with black pants and red trim. They're the home team tonight. And Canon-Mac has blue jerseys with gold trim and black pants. Your starting goalies for tonight for Upper St. Clair should be Jonathan Blyer. And for Canon-Mac, the starting goalie will be Nico Pedro, number 31. Pedro has 4 wins in 12 games played this season, and Blyer has 2 wins in 10 games played this season. After starting off the season with a fairly good record, 2-3-0 Upper St. Clair, they've dropped 9 of their last 10 games and fallen to 2-12-1 on the season with 5 points. And Canon-Mac on the season has 13 points. And we're underway here to start the first period. Upper St. Clair wins the draw, and a quick shot into the left catching glove of Pedro. Face-off will be to the left of Pedro. He freezes that, doesn't let any second opportunities there. Pullett taking the face-off for Upper St. Clair. Isaac Goodman now dropping back with it. Tries for a pass that's intercepted by Jay Orovets for Canon-Mac. A good keep by number 44 for Canon-Mac. Ian Hess gets the shot and covered by Blyer. Will be a face-off to the right of him, and it's a full line change. All 10 skaters will go to the bench. It's Kopak now battling for the puck. And Vincent Livornia with 24 points on 14 games on the season. Definitely one of the better offensive threats for Canon-Mac. Kopak plays the body, not the puck. Blyer can't stop it behind the net, but it's a chance for Stevenson now. Can't handle the puck. Kopak with a shot. Rebound. And Basic can't cash in. Defender in the way there. Number 9, the captain for Canon-Mac on that play, Jack Clendaniel. And that's a chance at the other end now. Goes into the netting and out of play. The face-off will be to the right of Jonathan Blyer. 15 minutes, 33 seconds to go in period number 1 here. And again, full line change. Both teams will switch out every skater. Looks like it's going to be Pullett versus McClelland on this face-off. McClelland, a game-time decision for Canon-Mac. Wasn't sure if he was going to play. He's far and away the best player out there tonight. As you see right now, fancy stick work, and he shoots 5-hole and scores. Jacob McClelland only played 11 games this season because he's playing Penn's Elite U18. It's his second team. So Jacob McClelland, that takes him to 19 points in 12 games played this season. And Canon-Mac gets off to the early lead with 15-17 remaining in the first period. McClelland versus Stevenson on this center ice face-off. McClelland wins it back to Hess, number 44. Hess takes it behind his own net. Stevenson pressures, wins it back. Stevenson with a shot that's stopped by the shoulder, it looks like, of Pedro. McClelland again, and play by Stevenson to knock him off the puck. Basic now looking for Stevenson, knocked out of the air by McMillan, but still gets to Stevenson. It was a high stick. Canon-Mac couldn't have played it. Kopak now with a shot off the right pad of Pedro. McMillan now spins around behind his net. He's keeping the puck. He skates in front of his own net into the center ice zone now, and he'll take it cleanly into the offensive zone. It's a 1-on-4 here. McMillan remains with possession. He loses it now. Stevenson up the wing, tries to cut to the center. That opportunity denied by Jack Clendaniel for Canon-Mac. Livornia now trying to make a play to center ice. He's stopped there by Daly. Livornia calling for the ice, center ice. Deflection, wide and high. That's Murphy Miller, kicks it up to Clendaniel on the point. Sure, that's not what he intended to do. Now it's Miller now. And he gets just past center ice and dumps the puck in for a change for Upper St. Clair. Mishandled puck by McMillan there, gives it right back to Upper St. Clair. They're gonna dump it in, and Isaac Goodman goes in to retrieve that one. Nino Del Rosa, the captain for the Upper St. Clair squad, backhands it off the boards into the Canon-Mac end. Dominic Petrillo on the boards there for Canon-Mac, and that shot by Giacobbe glances off the post. Del Rosa trying to put the puck in front, but good defensive plays by Canon-Mac. And it's McMillan now into the offensive zone, takes the shot. The shot was initially blocked by Isaac Goodman and then knocked out of air by, I'm not sure who was trailing with him on the wing. Perhaps number 44. Ian Hess might get credit for this one. Hess now off the glass. Sylvester. And it's another goal. And it's going to be Sylvester to Christian Trottier, number 21. And Canon-Mac, not 5 minutes into the game, takes a 3-0 lead against Upper St. Clair. Seems to be the story for Upper St. Clair this season. Last 3 games they lost to Central Catholic 6-4, Peters Township a crushing defeat in overtime 4-3, and rival Bethel Park beat them 3-2 the game before that. Canon-Mac, on the other hand, beat Bethel Park in overtime last game, lost to Butler 5-2 the game prior to that, and lost to North Allegheny 5-3 before that. Canon-Mac on a 1-game winning streak, and Upper St. Clair, on the other hand, hasn't won in 10 games. Hoping for a David and Goliath story here as a timeout is taken. Interesting note, one of only 2 games Upper St. Clair's won this season came on November 1st against Canon-Mac. They won 7-4. Canon-Mac hasn't scored 4 yet, so maybe there's still hope. USC trying to regroup here definitely with that timeout. Coach trying to spur them on. And it's going to be a goalie change. It's going to be Yusuf McIsaac, number 70, coming in for Upper St. Clair to replace Jonathan Blyer. Probably could have seen that coming, allowing 3 goals in 5 minutes. It's Stevenson now with a good backhand, forehand to keep it into the zone. It's going to be Basic with a shot from the left circle. That one's elbowed away. Sylvester now to Livornia. Livornia toe drag inside, shoots it high and wide. Off the glass now to Sylvester. He'll backhand it in front, but right to Derek Kopak for Upper St. Clair. Kopak's hit as he releases that puck, attempting for a pass, but not quite on target. But then the same for Canon-McMillan. So that's Stevenson now entering the zone on a long breakout pass. Clendaniel now enters the zone cleanly with Meyer and McClellan. Puts it right past the cage, no one there to knock it home into the empty net past Yusuf McIsaac. Clendaniel now to the point. Wrist shot by Stewart, wide and right. It's Daly now. Backhands it, and Pedro's gonna hold on to that one for a face-off coming up to his left. There's gonna be a line change here. Pollitt's gonna take this face-off against McClellan. McClellan pretty good on face-off so far tonight. Not on that one. Pollitt wins it back to Giacobbe. Giacobbe with a shot. Daly wrister from the point, doesn't make it to the net. Giacobbe enters the zone now. He'll deke and shoot. Oh, and it's blocked. Malcolm Miller now with the puck, 37. His twin brother Murph wears number 27. Daly enters the zone with a shot, and it's a low glove save by Pedro. Since the timeout taken by Upper St. Clair, we've definitely seen a shift in the momentum. Definitely more shots and more time on attack for Upper St. Clair since the third goal and the goalie substitution. Kopak with a quick shot off the faceoff, right into Stevenson's knee, doesn't get there. Isaac Goodman now with the puck. He'll attempt to pass it back to Kopak. Petrillo now with a nice dump in. He'll take it to the front and the shot doesn't get on net. Here's Kopak now to Stevenson. Elliot Stevenson enters the zone, takes a shot, and that's wide. Gets to Kopak, who gets nudged off the puck, and Basic back to Kopak. Kopak attempting to go to Stevenson in the corner. Stevenson can't handle it. O'Shell now played off the glass. Settled down by Goodman. Goodman back to Basic. Basic can't hold on to that one, and it gets to Stevenson. Stevenson to Basic, enters the zone, looking for Stevenson, goes off the skate of a defender. Good keep by Nino Del Rosa there to keep possession in the offensive zone. We'll see if anything comes of that. He'll take a shot off the shin of Hess, number 44, blocking shots. Since the drop of the puck, pretty much, Hess has been a threat defensively and offensively this game, and we're only halfway through the first period. And Pedro's going to cover that one up, lunges to make the stop, and it's going to be a face-off to his left. We'll see who comes on now for Upper St. Clair. It's going to be Pollitt taking the face-off. Against Livornia. Upper St. Clair wins that up and takes a shot, but bad angle, easy stop for Pedro. Soleo now off the boards to Giacobbe, who can't settle it down. Kurt Leonard, number 74, keeping that puck in. And going to be a face-off in the offensive zone instead of the defensive zone for Upper St. Clair, and that always helps out. Pull it against Livornia again. Same matchup we saw a minute ago. Leonard with a diving play to keep the puck in. Extra effort. He gets the puck back now and a chance to shoot. He attempts a pass to Del Rosa. That's chopped out of midair by McDaniel. Giacobbe now on the forecheck. A forecheck and a hip check there for Quinn Giacobbe, sophomore from Upper St. Clair. Nice play by Clendaniel there, but doesn't get the shot on net. Goes again with the shot, 5-hole. Beats Yusuf McIsaac. And Canon-Mac will take a 4-0 lead with 7 minutes and 30 seconds to play in period number 1. It's Manalo taking this face-off against McClelland. Manalo wins it back to Daly. Daly now to Malcolm Miller. To Manalo, to Murph Miller. Enters the zone cleanly, but it's McClellan now. Drops back, pass intercepted by Manalo. And that will be icing. Puck's gonna come all the way back down in Canon-Mac's end. They weren't that pressured. They could have settled that one down and made a breakout pass, but I guess they need a little rest, and icing it is. O'Shell now, number 27 for Canon-Mac. Tries to go to McClellan, but Daly intercepts. It's Manalo to Malcolm Miller. It's going to be Lamb on the forecheck going in, pressuring Hess to make a move. Malcolm Miller keeps it in, and a shot blocked by Hess again. Hess is definitely playing with a purpose today. It's Livornia now. A 3-on-1 for Canon-Mac. And a good defensive maneuver by Daly to stop that opportunity. Daly enters the zone cleanly, and the poke check worked by Clendaniel. And there's going to be a penalty on the play. Looks like it's going to be number 6, Michael Daly, going off. 2 minutes for tripping. So a 2-minute power play opportunity coming up for Canon-Mac with 6 minutes to go in the first period. A kill here for Upper St. Clair might give them some momentum going into the second period. And anything's possible. There's still a lot of hockey to play. High stick on that play. And Canon-Mac decided it's better to touch the puck and take a face-off than let Quinn Giacobbe make a move into the offensive zone. Now it's Clendaniel against Pullet on the face-off to the right of Pedro. It's Livornia now taking it around. Attempted pass to McClelland is intercepted, and Giacobbe with an amazing clear. Oravets goes in to get it and leaves it behind, so he has to double back. And every second counts on the power play penalty kill. So it's Del Rosa now pressuring McClelland. McClelland goes to Clendaniel, and a big hit on Clendaniel. Captain hit a captain. Clendaniel a pass, and it's a shank by Stewart there. Had a good opportunity there to make it 5-0 and just pushed it past the post. Nice little chip play by Oravets there to get it past Basic. Nice shot by Clendaniel and another save by Yusuf McIsaac. Let out the rebound there and save the second one too. Trottier now to Oravets. The shot glances off the outside of the net. Oravets, a second opportunity. Going to Clendaniel. Clendaniel with a shot wide and left. They're gonna say that one was offside. Manalo now with the outbreak. Penalty's over. Clean entry to Tucker Lamb, who just can't settle it down. Livornia tries to skate it out. And Manalo with a good poke check, and then he's ran into the Canon-Mac boards. A shot by Tucker Lamb from the high slot area. It's a good scoring opportunity, but Pedro with a good reaction saves that there. It's Murph Miller now. Oh, here's that he almost dropped the puck to make that hit. Will Gavitt now attempts to pass off the boards, and a little bit off target goes to Rotello, who's gonna dump it in. Isaac Goodman to Will Gavitt now behind the net. Gavitt skating it up. Basic off the boards to Clendaniel. McClellan to Clendaniel. Gavitt now enters the zone. Stick handle, pass it to Elliott Stevenson, the top scoring player for Upper St. Clair. Slow wrist shot to Yusuf McIsaac, and he'll cover that one up. Face-off will follow to his right. 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in period number 1. Canon-Mac leads Upper St. Clair 4-0. It's Stevenson to Basic with Kopak on the wing. Basic with a good shot, but gloved to the side by Pedro. Good offensive maneuver by McClellan to get the puck to the net area, and he was just sitting behind Yusuf McIsaac, and his players let him know what was going on, and he reached behind him and covered it. So good communication there by Upper St. Clair. Hopefully that can evolve into some scoring opportunities here, get him back into this game. Hess takes a shot, goes off the shin of Livornia. It's Del Rosa to Giacobi to pull it. Takes a shot and a good save by Pedro. Malcolm Miller now, pass to Daly. Like Daly, a little stick handle there, past the forecheck. Now it's Oravets. And Del Rosa puts a move on him, but Oravets keeps it. Dumps the puck back to Michael Daly. It's Hess now. Hess passing it to Sylvester. Sylvester can't get control of that one, and it's going to be icing. Unlike the NHL, AAA varsity high school hockey, you can change on an icing. So both teams take advantage of that here, and it's a line change. Kopak now on the faceoff takes a shot just wide to the left. Elliot Stevenson now passing to Basic. Basic puts it to Kopak in front. Backhand, no looker to Elliot Stevenson is just intercepted. But it's Basic now with a shot and an excellent diving save by Rico Pedro. Almost reminiscent of the Marc-Andre Fleury save in the 2008 Stanley Cup Finals to seal the deal at the end of the third period. Falling down, makes a save into his chest. Kopak with a shot off the post. Derek Kopak with a shot, and Pedro tipped it with his glove into the post, and it came back behind him, and he had to sprawl out and cover the puck there, but excellent offensive pressure here by the Panthers. It's a shame not to see one go in. Daly coming up to take the faceoff against McMillan. Odd choice. Daly's a defenseman. Daly gloves it down. Takes a shot that's deflected behind the net to Stevenson. Back to Daly, who takes a shot. It's blocked back behind the net. Daly to Stevenson. And that's going to do it for the first period. Canon-Mac leads Upper St. Clair by a score of 4-0, but no scoring in the second half of the first period. It all came in the first 8 to 9 minutes. Second period underway here. Basic takes the faceoff against Livonia. Livonia wins it back to Oravets, and it's Canon-Mac leads Upper St. Clair 4-0. Not anymore. It's 4-1 now. I didn't even have time to let you know who's wearing what colors. And Derek Kopak with a nice play, assisted by Basic. Basic had a nice play to keep the puck in the zone on an interception. Intercepted the pass from Oravets to Livonia, and then passed it to Kopak, who did a toe drag past one defender and a good move on the breakaway past Rico Pedro. So hopefully that goal in the first 15 seconds of the game will get some spark for Upper St. Clair here, who's wearing white with red trim and black pants. And they only trail by 3 now against Canon-Mac, who's wearing blue with black pants and gold trim. And it's a pass to Basic on the breakaway, and a goal by Basic. 37 seconds into this period, and it's only a 2-goal deficit now for Upper St. Clair. And a lot of times we see this from Upper St. Clair. They'll play poorly in one period and come right back and score quick goals in the next period and make the game interesting again. A couple games ago against Peters Township, they were down 3-0 going into the third and scored 3 goals in 4.5 minutes to tie it up, and they ended up losing that game in overtime, but it was definitely a thriller there. So we'll see how both of these teams play this now. It's a tighter game. You've got to think the momentum's with Upper St. Clair, and a big hit by Quinn Giacobbe on the much taller, bigger number 28, Petrillo. That's Nino Del Rosa, enters the zone, takes a shot right into the logo of Rico Pedro. He'll make a save. So 1 minute into this second period of play, and it's already 2 goals by Upper St. Clair. That's always good to see. Keeps the game interesting. Daly gloves that one now. Passes to Malcolm Miller. Miller to pull it. Del Rosa enters the zone, but it's cleared back by McClelland. Del Rosa with the forecheck now. He'll drop back. Pullet will take the job. Good play by Daly to stop that potential threat by McClelland entering the zone. He's going to poke check that one away. And it's Giacobbe now with the puck, and you never know what he's going to do. He's such a skilled player. Takes a shot wide this time, but no matter. Daly now with the puck behind the net. He'll make a pass to Del Rosa, who plays it off the boards. And Del Rosa and Petrillo both go down there. No call. Looks like accidental. And they both did go down, so. Shot by Clendaniel there goes blocked, and then a second opportunity is high and wide. Clendaniel now from the point takes a slap shot. Knocked the stick out of the hands of Murphy Miller. And it's his twin Malcolm Miller now going up with the puck. Loses it, and it's dumped back in. Michael Daly's going to have to regain possession. Daly, a good 1-on-2 here. Single man effort, really. And it's Hess knocks it back into the zone for Sylvester. Sylvester, we'll see what he does now. Backhands it to Oravets on the point. Oravets to Hess. Hess takes a shot, and it's low and wide. Hess now with a shot and a good save by McIsaac. And another good one, and he'll hold on for this one, and there will be a face-off coming to the left of Yusuf McIsaac. Couple good saves there after Canon-Mac looking to strike back from giving up 2 quick goals. And 14 minutes left to play in the second period. Canon-Mac leads 4-2 against the Panthers. And it's going to be Jacob Basic against Livornia on this face-off to the left of McIsaac. Livornia now to Hess. Hess takes the shot, and that's to the right of the net. Will Gavitt's going to try to clear that one. Gets back to Sylvester, who will backhand it into the zone. And it's Isaac Goodman going to retrieve this puck. And a pass to Derek Kopak. Has a goal in the second period. Scored 18 seconds in. And Kopak's going up again. We'll see what happens here. Stevenson behind him. He'll take the shot, and it goes off the pads of Pedro. Good save there. And good defensive effort, too. It's Will Gavitt going back to get this puck. Livornia takes it in a backhander. Spin-a-ram pass to the center. Just can't be collected by Sylvester. And it's an opportunity the other way now for Basic to Kopak to Gavitt. Kopak takes a shot in and out of the glove of Rico Pedro. And it's an opportunity the other way now for Canon-Mac. Runs into his own player. And now it's going to be Gavitt taking it into the zone for Upper St. Clair. Stevenson gloves it down in front of the net. Can't control it on the way down. Gets it back, though, right here. It's going to be Lamb going in for it. Kurt Leonard now plays it back for Lamb. Upper St. Clair goes for a miniature line change there. Gets a couple fresh faces on the ice. Soleo now behind the net to Lamb. Stewart keeps it in. Shot right into Yusuf McIsaac. Face-off will be to his right, perhaps? Yes, his right. Almost looked as if that shot came from straight on. Not sure if they were going to go left or right there, but it is in fact the right. And it's Clendaniel taking the face-off against Pullet. Livornia now to Stewart. Stewart across to McClelland into his skates. Pass a little bit off target there. McClelland to Oravets has to catch that with his backhand and reorient. Clendaniel now on the left side. Oravets takes the shot, and it's wide. A little bit of delayed reaction by McIsaac there, so probably better off that that shot went wide. It's Oravets now at the right point. Point to point, Clendaniel in a shot right between the skates of Malcolm Miller, but a good save by McIsaac. And in all the confusion, I didn't even realize there's a penalty on the board. That's my fault. It's to 74 Kurt Leonard, and now there's only a minute remaining, so hey, silver lining. Canon-Mac is on the power play. They didn't cash in on their earlier opportunity this game when Michael Daly took a tripping penalty. Terribly sorry I didn't see that call and could let you know what Leonard did to earn his sentence, but Clendaniel now to Oravets in the point. Oravets with a slap shot and a good blocker save. And another good blocker save on the second opportunity. Oravets another shot. No, that was Clendaniel this time. But McIsaac there with two good blocker saves or pad saves in a row. Ten seconds to go on the penalty kill. If Upper St. Clair gets it, they'll look to send it up to Leonard as he's getting out of the box. Doesn't look like they'll get it before he gets out, though. McClellan now to the point. Clendaniel takes a shot right into the USC logo of Yusuf McIsaac. There's been relied on heavily there for that penalty kill, and he came up big every time, so. The penalty is killed now, kind of out of dangerous waters for Upper St. Clair. 9 minutes, 57 seconds remaining in period number 2. Canon-Mac leads 4-2. Stevenson intercepts a pass meant for the Hess on the point. Knocked out of the air by Soleo. Not quite on target to Kopak. Canon-Mac will regain possession. Soleo with good stick work there. And now it's Basic entering the zone. And there's going to be a penalty? It's a slash on Hess, number 44. And that's a big penalty because he's one of their best shot blockers. He's been blocking them from everywhere all day. So we'll see if Upper St. Clair can capitalize on this power play opportunity. That would really increase the tension, so to speak. So it looks like they're going with Kopak, Basic, and Stevenson. Relatively go-to line for Upper St. Clair if they need a goal. McClellan now. And a brilliant save by McIsaac. Extends his leg at the last second to stone McClellan cold. And it's Kopak entering the zone now to Basic. Basic gets it back. Will go to Daly, but Daly was going the other way. And that's going to be cleared all the way down. Upper St. Clair will be forced to regroup on this power play opportunity. Long stretch pass to Basic. We'll see what he can do with it. It's Daly now at the point. We'll go to Kopak. To Gavitt. Gavitt takes a shot, aiming for the 5-hole. Closed up just in time by Pedro. Now it's Daly at the point. To Gavitt. Another shot, top shelf. Will Gavitt rips it home from the circle. Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. So Canon-Mac in the second period has seen their 4-goal lead cut to a 1-goal lead. They only lead 4-3 now against Upper St. Clair, and you've got to think all the momentum's with USC. We'll see what's going to happen here before the end of the second period, and then for sure an incredible third to come up after that. It's to Crum now. Good play by Gavitt. He's a two-way player. He just scored on offense and made a good play on defense to stop a potential rush from happening. It's Pullet entering the zone. Pass to Del Rosa a little bit behind him. Quinn Giacobbe now puts the body on someone behind the net. It doesn't matter that he didn't get the puck. He's still the best player out there, in my opinion. Del Rosa gloves it down. Goes to Giacobbe with a saucer pass that didn't land in time. Isaac Goodman gets that one just past the red line and clears it back in, and Upper St. Clair goes for a line change. It's Manalo, Lamb, and Carroll out there, and Manalo takes a heavy fall from Livornia. Looked like he was flying there for a second. Carroll with the forecheck. And it's going to be Malcolm Miller going back to get this one behind his own net. He's going to backhand that one back to Daly. And Daly has to go back to get this one. Daly now to Miller. Miller to Lamb. Lamb goes for Manalo, but pass intercepted. Now it's Miller to Carroll. Carroll's going to put this one in the zone of the hard dump, and they're going to go for a change. And this one's going to go all the way back down for an icing. Pass intended for Trottier, just missed him to the left. Off the boards, couldn't be handled by Daly. So it's going to come back down to the left of Rico Pedro for a face-off here. And Upper St. Clair's going to change just a couple players, just switching things up a little bit. It's going to be Jacob Basic against McClelland here on the face-off. McClelland wins it back to Orovets. Orovets to Sylvester. Good play by Elliot Stevenson to keep the puck in the zone. And Kopak now putting it behind the net. Basic goes to get it. Stevenson helps him out. Daly, good job keeping it in the zone there. And now it's going to be Will Gavitt handling the puck here in his defensive zone. We'll go to Kopak. Kopak, saucer pass across the blue line to Daly. Daly attempts to do the same thing to the opposite blue line. It's intercepted, but Gavitt regains possession. And now it's Stevenson going in behind the net, attempting to get possession of this puck in the offensive zone. Daly now collides between two Canon-Mac players as he's trying to do something with the puck, and Sylvester will come out with it. Now it's Trottier. Good defensive play by Daly to lift the stick of Sylvester before he can take the shot there. Now it's McClelland behind the net. Oh my goodness. And Yusuf McIsaac leans over like a fraction of an inch, just enough for the puck to squeeze by, and McClelland is such a skilled player. McClelland now has 2 goals tonight, so that'll take him to 10 goals and 10 assists in 12 games this season. He's not one to be held off the score sheet, that's for sure. So Canon-Mac takes a 5-3 lead with 5 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the second period. And it's going to be Livornia going in, shoots it wide. Nino Del Rosa now passes it to Giacobbe. Good interception by Pullet there. And Leonard takes it now, but couldn't pass it to anyone. Livornia. And Yusuf McIsaac thought that one was going past his post, thought it might have been called for an icing, and it hit right off of the indentation in his pad, right back to Livornia. And Livornia chips it right above his far side shoulder. And it's going to be another goalie switch here for Upper St. Clair. Houston McIsaac is going to take his turn on the bench. And it's going to be Jonathan Blyer coming back out as he gets situated in his crease. So they both given up 3 goals. And Upper St. Clair is going to need some more of that 2 goals in 20 seconds magic that they had before to get back into this game. And just like that, Canon-Mac has a pretty hefty lead again. They're leading 6-3 with 4 minutes and 27 seconds to go in the second period. Kopak now enters the zone cleanly. Looks for Stevenson. Stevenson with the shot, and that's blocked by Clendaniel. Now it's to Crum with Gavid back. It's a one-on-one. Crum takes a shot off the shoulder of Blyer into the netting. That's going to go for a face-off to the right of Blyer.
I'm a freshman. Wow. You're a freshman? I didn't think you was even in high school. Nice. Oh, good job.
Thanks, sir. It's Livornia now passing it back on his backhand to Trottier. Sylvester takes it from the pad of Blyer. And it's going to be Stevenson just try to get it out of his zone with backhand. Not much he can do. And Sylvester takes a shot. Might have been deflected in front, but it was so close, didn't matter. Right into the pads of Blyer anyway. So it's going to be Livornia taking this face off to the left of Blyer. Opposite from him, Jacob Basic for Upper St. Clair. Basic wins it back. A saucer pass intended for Kopak is knocked down. And Trottier puts a hit on Kopak, not as big as he would have liked. Kopak kind of squirmed out at the last second. It's Livornia now, but just a bump by Malcolm Miller, and he loses possession. And it's Stevenson now. Stevenson with a shot off the blocker of Rico Pedro. Now it's going to be fired down for icing. Canon-Mac just needed a line change. Some fresh legs out there for the end of this second period. These guys have been on there a while. 2 goals worth, I think. Pullett against McClellan on this face-off. Pullett wins it to Giacobbe, and Giacobbe with a quick shot. Didn't get through to the net. It's Pullett now, looking to looking to Isaac Goodman. Not Isaac Goodman, Quinn Giacobbe. Losing my mind here. Giacobbe a pass now to Daly. Daly can't handle it, and he'll just dump it back into the zone as his players get onside. It's Clendaniel now with the puck to Petrillo. But a good play by Malcolm Miller to knock that away from him. And a pass right to the front of the net. McClellan's there, but he can't hit it home fast enough. We're going to see Blyer making that big pad save. We saw one from McIsaac like that at the beginning of the second period on McClellan. So McClellan has a good deal of scoring opportunities in this game, and he's capitalized on 2 of them. That's going to be icing on Upper St. Clair. They were behind the red line. It's going to come back down to the right of Jonathan Blyer. 1 minute, 54 seconds remaining in period number 2. Canon-Mac leads Upper St. Clair 6-3. But anything can happen. There's still 17 minutes left to play in the third period, too, and that's on a clean sheet of ice. Varsity AAA, they Zamboni the ice between the second and third, so we'll see if that helps one team more than the other or if there's any change at all. Lamb now with a spinorama shot in the center, and that doesn't get to the net. And it's going to be fired down for icing. Touch up by Isaac Goodman. And we'll see that come down to the right of Pedro. The first time these two teams played each other, the final score was 7-4 in favor of Upper St. Clair, and with it being 6-3 going into the third period as it stands now, it could be 7-4 the other way. So, and a shot by McClellan beats Blyer but doesn't beat the post. It's Crum now handling the puck. He'll pass to Livornia. Livornia enters the zone. Bad angle backhand shot. Easy save for Blyer there. Hess with the puck in his own end. Closer to his goalie than Blyer now. And it's Stevenson enters the zone. They're going to call offside on that play. Questionable call. Some grumbles from the fans and players. Upper St. Clair comes into this game with 88 penalty minutes, and Canon-Mac almost doubles that. Of course, in this game, there's only one for each side. It's Daly now taking the puck out of his own zone, across the center, and it's a clean entry this time. Clint Daniel now behind his own net to Stewart. And Stewart looks for Matello, but doesn't get there. Giacobbe with a brilliant interception there. And the pass intended for Giacobbe in front is deflected back to Daly instead. Miller takes the shot, but Sylvester was there to deflect that one behind the net. That's going to do it for the second period. Canon-Mac leads Upper St. Clair 6-3. Both of these teams will get to regroup for about 10 minutes. And we'll come back for a third period that hopefully brings this game closer together and some more action from both sides of the ice. And the start of the third period is upon us. Clean sheet of ice, goalies switch sides, and Upper St. Clair did remain with Jonathan Blyer at their end, and Rico Pedro, obviously, no need to pull him. Both goalies are ready, and we're underway, and it's Canon-Mac leading Upper St. Clair 6-3 to start this period, but at the beginning of the second period, we saw some quick action by Upper St. Clair, and we might see some here again. Upper St. Clair in white with black pants and red trim, and Canon-Mac in blue with gold trim and black pants. So it's Daly now. Basic attempts to pass to Kopak, but the pass is intercepted by Livornia, who can't handle it. Sends it back down to Blyer, who tries to clear. Now back into their own zone, and it's Kopak taking it. Gavitt now to Daly. Daly to Basic, a little pass to Stevenson. Stevenson to Gavitt. Gavitt with a shot, deflected away by Pedro. Daly with a shot into the skates, right back to him. That's McClellan, blocked that shot there. Waving his foot around, a little bit of anguish. He's staying out there, so good to see that. And it's Pullett gonna take the face-off against McClelland. Pullett wins it back to Goodman. Goodman with the shot right into Sylvester. Goodman wraps it around, puts it back into the offensive end. Miller to Giacobbe there. And it's going to be Miller goes back to retrieve that in his own end with McClellan pressuring. And Miller does a good job protecting that puck, and Miller's going to take this into the offensive end himself. Drops back to pull it with a shot off the pads. Giacobbe's not there to put it in the empty net. Del Rosa puts it behind the net now. And it's Clendaniel there to get that one. Del Rosa now. Heavy hit by Livornia, center ice. And Goodman with the shot just to the right of the goal. Good play by Manalo to keep it in, but loses the puck, trying to dangle. It's Livornia now enters the zone. Livornia wide circles behind, attempts to pass to Clendaniel. Goes to Stewart instead. Petrillo in front now. Blyer with an excellent kick save. It was rolling down his pad, seemingly into the net, but a good kick save there to keep that one from being a tragedy. It's Murphy Miller now behind the net and a heavy hit there. Manalo can't handle it in the high slot. Some outrage from Upper St. Clair fans after the hit on Murph Miller behind the net. It goes to Clendaniel now. Clendaniel to Rotello. And Rotello's just going to dump that one in and let Kurt Leonard go get it for Upper St. Clair. I don't know what was said in the locker rooms between periods, but both teams are taking a rather physical tack to this third period. A good shot by Elliot Stevenson there, going across his body, going for the far side, but right into the glove of Rico Pedro. Now, some of these players' names, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing them right, but I've already committed to second period, so at this point, all hope is lost. It's Stevenson in a battle to get the puck now. Basic from the point to Stevenson. Stevenson looks for Basic. He's blocked, goes to Gavitt. Gavitt with a shot that's deflected over the net. Stevenson spins off a hit there. He puts it in front for Kopak. And Kopak now back to Daly. Daly to Gavitt. To Stevenson. Takes a shot into the shoulder of Pedro. And Pedro's going to cover it behind him with his glove. Or blocker, rather. And a string of opportunity for Upper St. Clair, and it's going to be frozen. Face off to the right of Pedro with 13 minutes left to play in the third period. The Panthers are trailing by 3. The score is 6-3. Canon-Mac in the lead. Kopak now in the slot off the pad of Pedro. Livornia now behind the net. It's deflected in front by Trottier, but still a save by Blyer. The net was knocked off on that wraparound by Livornia. It's going to be a face-off to the right of Blyer. Hopes to see some action in this third period from either side, really. It's a kind of bland game so far, just a lot of heavy hitting. So I guess if you're watching for the hits, well, you certainly got your money's worth tonight. It's Pullet now behind the net. Between the legs of one forechecker and past two more, and gives it up to Trottier. All that for not so much accomplishment, but it's Giacobbe now with a brilliant interception, and he'll go to Del Rosa, and the pass is cut in front. Giacobbe now with a shot. And the rebound went to an empty net, but no one there to put it home. Malcolm Miller, a good play. Hard-nosed defense there to keep the puck in the offensive zone, but it doesn't last long. Ref gets in the way there a little bit, but they're part of the playing surface, is what's in the rule books. Goodman now to Pullet. And Pullet's just going to dump that one in, and they'll go for a change. Murphy Miller now into the offensive end. Puts it off the boards and goes to get it himself, but not before Oravets. That's Rotella to McClellan. Good defensive play by Dave Saleo. And Ian Carroll now backhands that one high. Can't be caught by Pedro, but nothing comes from that. McClellan chips it past Saleo, but Saleo turns around and has a nice play there. Miller tries to grab it out of the air, but misses. And it's going to come back to Oravets. Oravets and Hess have been a rather shut-down pair for Canon-Mac. Both of them all over the ice, both of them blocking a lot of shots. It's Manalo now behind the net for Carroll. Carroll tries to get it out, no luck. Oravets now. Carroll tries to get it out again, no luck, and he takes a heavy hit. Couple seconds after he let the puck go, and that's going to be a penalty on Petrillo. That's a good bit late. He's going to be charged for an elbow, I think. I think that's what that signal is, not quite sure. Throat chop signal, that's what I'll call that. Now it's Livornia on the penalty kill, taking the faceoff against Basic. Basic wins it back to Gavitt. Gavitt to Daly. Daly enters the zone. He'll throw it around the boards for Gavitt. Gavitt to Stevenson. Stevenson to Basic. Upper St. Clair scored on their first power play opportunity of the night. That was when Hess was in the penalty box. It's a little different when forward's in the penalty box than a defenseman, especially one of your penalty kill defensemen. But it's Stevenson now in front, and he can't quite put it in. Daly now at the point to Kopak. Back to Daly. Tries to go to Kopak, and it gets there eventually. A little bit of a diversion there by Crum. And a shot by Kopak is gloved out of the air by Pedro before anybody can deflect that one or screen him any more than he already was. 1 minute, 17 seconds remaining in the Upper St. Clair power play. 9 minutes, 28 seconds remaining in the last period of regulation. But who knows, we could see some extra hockey tonight. Upper St. Clair could tie it up. Stevenson now to Kopak. Kopak to Daly. Daly and Gavitt have switched sides. It's Kopak to Stevenson in front. Stevenson tries a backhand, and that one's deflected by McClelland. And Basic shots reflected by McClelland. That one went over the netting instead of just into the netting, like Kopak's first or Stevenson's shot. So they're gonna have to get a new puck for that. Guests aren't allowed to go to that side of the rink and retrieve that puck, so someone will do it after the game, or maybe it'll just sit there for a while. Who really knows? It's Stevenson now for Kopak. Pass intercepted by McClelland. McClelland goes around the net now. Tries to go off the boards, but Basic intercepts. It's Basic now into the offensive zone. Pass attempt for Stevenson between the legs. And he's going to backhand that one into the glove of Pedro. Gavitt now getting in Pedro's grill there after the glove. And Pedro obviously expressing his discontent for the situation, we'll say. 21 seconds remaining on the penalty to Petrillo. We'll see how Upper St. Clair handles this last. And it's going to be a penalty to Gavitt for goalie interference, I would presume. So it's going to be a 4-on-4 for 21 seconds. And then Canon-Mac will take their power play opportunity. So we'll see what happens before then. But it's Oravets now with the puck out of his own zone. Blyer slows it down for Goodman. Goodman to pull it. And Petrillo's out of the penalty box, and they'll put McClelland on the ice. And Goodman's just going to clear that one, knowing that they're now on the penalty kill. 8 minutes remaining in period 3, with 1 minute 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Will Gavitt. Canon-McMillan has had a lot of opportunities on the power play. Well, actually just 2 prior to this one, but they haven't been successful. We'll see if Upper St. Clair can stave them off once again. Oh, and the net is off its bearings once again. It might be important to note that the first 2 power plays, Yusuf McIsaac was the goalie that held them off. And now it's Jonathan Blyer in net. So we'll see how this... We'll see if they play it any differently with a different goalie behind them. Certainly a different style of goaltending, but probably not. They'll probably stick to their same defensive game plan. It's worked twice, and you try not to rely on your goalie too much on the penalty kill, though it ends up happening a lot. Pullet wins that back to Daly, but before the face-off win can get to Daly, it's Livornia that intercepts it. Now it's back to Orovets. Orovets to Hess, to Clendaniel, to Orovets. Looking for an open lane to Clendaniel. To Livornia in front. He can't handle it. It's in his stick. And Giacobbe with an excellent clear on the penalty kill, and he'll go off. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty to Will Gavitt. Probably the last rush on the power play for Canon-McMillan. We'll see what they do here. It's Orovets now. To Clendaniel. Off the blocker of Blyer. To McClelland. To Livornia. To McClelland. To Orovets. To Clendaniel. And a good block there by Daly. Murph Miller now dumps the puck in and takes a heavy hit by Livornia, and the ref's got a penalty on his mind. What's the call here? It's going to be another throat shot penalty. Still don't know what that signal is. I'll have to look that up before the next game, but roughing, hit to the head. It's something like that. So Livornia in the penalty box now for 2 minutes with 6 minutes remaining in regulation. Upper St. Clair has capitalized on 1 power play, but not the other, so 50%'s not bad for a power play. We'll see how they play this here. It was Will Gavitt that scored on the last power play from the right circle. He's playing on the left side now, so we'll see what happens. Kopak directing people where to go from behind the net. And now it's Daly. A pass to Kopak. Kopak stutters a little with a good shot, but a blocker answer by Pedro. Now it's Basic at the point to Kopak. And Hess is going to clear that one out. A minute 20 remaining in the penalty to Livornia. And now it's Basic out of his own end into his attacking end. And he's going to do that wide circle around the net that we see so often from Livornia on the other end. Basic takes a shot and right into the logo of Rico Pedro. A minute 6 seconds remaining in the penalty to Livornia. And 5 minutes 18 seconds remaining in the period. No goals yet this third period. It's kind of surprising, considering there were 9 in the second and first. So Canon-McMillan still leads 6-3 as that puck careens out of play. No one was hit though, so that's always good. McClelland against Basic on this faceoff to the right of Pedro. And it's Stevenson now against Stewart on the boards. Basic back to Gavitt. Gavitt with his shot, and that's blocked by somebody in front. Not sure if it was Upper St. Clair or Canon-McMillan. We've definitely seen a shift in the style of Canon-Mac this third period. They were all opportunity for opportunity with Upper St. Clair, and they're locking it down in the third, definitely playing a more physical period. And that's a high shot from Clendaniel, the captain of this Canon-Mac roster. Goes into the netting, and it's going to come back out of the Upper St. Clair end. And everyone's going to go off for a change. So there's still 20 seconds remaining in the Upper St. Clair power play. Penalty to Livornia. And it's Malcolm Miller now. Miller again takes a shot, and it's deflected in front by Giacobbe, but deflected just wide. Livornia's coming out of the penalty box now. Isaac Goodman takes a shot, and it's blocked in front. And it's Livornia now. Miller can't get back. Livornia, and a brilliant pad save by Jonathan Blyer. 4 minutes remaining in the third period. Del Rosa now clears it back into the offensive zone, and it's Oravets there to get that. Hess now passes it into the back of Sylvester, and it's Giacobbe now with a brilliant play to keep it into the zone. Pull it with an interception there, and it's Giacobbe playing it behind the net. He and Hess are going at it, with Del Rosa coming in to help out. Giacobbe comes out with it, but he's bodied off the puck. No, and he keeps it. He actually kept it. He was not bodied off it. So, having some keep away here in the offensive end. Miller, Giacobbe, and Goodman. That's going to come all the way back down to Jonathan Blyer, who's going to cover it. He was hoping that would go wide and it would be a icing call, but he didn't want to make the same mistake as McIsaac did in the second period when he thought it was going wide and it wasn't, and Livornia got an opportunity and scored. So good play there by Blyer to cover that puck up, just freeze play, everyone catch their breath, and regroup a little bit. McClelland goes to the wraparound top shelf again. We saw that at the other end of the ice in the second period. That was the goal that was scored to put them up on the 6-3 lead. Tried to do it again, didn't work the second time. Manala with a good stop and start. Pass intended for Lamb, just missed him. Manalo in front calling for that pass and intercepted by Stewart. So it's Clendaniel now back into his own zone. He looks up, checks the time. 2 minutes remaining in the period. Pass it to McClelland. McClelland breaking into the offensive zone here. Toe drag that completely fooled Kurt Leonard. It's McClelland, a wraparound pass instead of a shot, and Blyer knocks the post off its hinges again. Third time this period that we've seen that. Gotta maybe get some more reinforced bars to keep it in there. And now it's Livornia who's going to take this face-off against Jacob Basic to the left of Blyer. Hess with a shot from the point that was going wide, but Blyer's going to put the blocker on it anyway. It's Crum now with a bad angle shot. And it's Stevenson attempted for Basic, but Hess throws it back into the pile, and Basic gets it. And it's Crum now who's going to throw it back to Will Gavitt. 1:32 remaining in the third period. We saw 2 goals in 20 seconds, so why can't there be 3 in 90? And they're almost the first one with Derek Kopak. Oh my. And it's a goal. So Jacob Basic was standing near the blue paint, and Hess cross-checked him into the net. The ref was standing there, didn't call a penalty, and it looks like the pass went from Daly to Kopak, and when Basic was cross-checked into the net, he fell down and knocked over Rico Pedro. And Daly saw the opportunity and passed it to Kopak, and Kopak put it into the net while there was a huge pile in the net. And obviously some concern from the fans and the players of outlash from the fans we're seeing against the referees as they explain what happened to the coaches of Canon-Mac. We'll see what the call's going to be because they haven't changed the score yet with 1:07 left. Looks like they're going to call this one a goal as the face-off's coming back to center ice. They're going to call that a good goal. So Canon-Mac, the lead is now 6-4. And they're going to credit that goal to Kopak. And I think it was Daly who passed it to him. Might have been Gavitt. It's McClellan, takes a shot as he gets into the zone, and it beats Blyer 5-0. November 1st, 2016, these two teams played each other. And Upper St. Clair won that matchup 7-4. And with 53 seconds left in period number 3, we're seeing Canon-Mac leading Upper St. Clair 7-4. So the tides shift and the year changes and everything's switched around now. Del Rosa enters the zone with Giacobbe. Giacobbe in front, his stick is lifted. And there's going to be a penalty on Giacobbe here, no doubt about it. Tripping or hooking or maybe another neck chop, I'm not really sure. But it's Livornia who's going to go for the backhand, and it goes off the back of the net. McClellan over to Stewart, takes a shot, almost hit the ref using the glass, and Blyer's going to cover that one, and there looks like there's going to be a scrum in front. Leonard and Livornia holding on to each other. Giacobbe in the middle of that. And Saleo and McClelland are going at it. So we'll see how the referees handle this. How many people can you fit in that penalty box? But it seems like every game Upper St. Clair gets into a brawl at the end of the game or after the game. But so there's going to be a penalty on Crum, it looks like, and Pullet. And it looks like they're going to disregard that penalty they originally called on Giacobbe down in the corner by Pedro when he tripped Livornia going into the boards. So all of that extra hockey after the Giacobbe trip looks like they just, they just forgot about it. So they're going to be offsetting minor penalties. So still 5-on-5. Nope, 4-on-4. Not offsetting. It's going to be, 5-on-5. Both teams didn't put a guy out there. So it wasn't my gut reaction. It is offsetting 5-on-5 penalties. The penalties are going to be to Pullet and Crum. And 10 seconds remaining in this period. Looks like it's just gonna end 7-4 in favor of Canon-Mac. And that's going to do it. Final score, Canon-Mac 7, Upper St. Clair 4.